Hey everybody, this is Rex, and you're watching the Brick Ninjas. Alright, I know, we've been gone for quite a while. The holidays really got to us. Had a lot of work to do. A lot of other things were going on, and some craziness. So anyways, just wanted to catch up and say that I went and saw The Founder the other night, and I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it really portrayed Ray Kroc and the McDonald brothers in a fair way. I thought it showed both the problems that they had with each other. I wish it would have highlighted a little bit that this is kind of an issue when you are in business and when you share or go into business with another person and on the contracts and the things that you have to create between you and another person. Though that's in the movie, it's kind of an undertone. And I think it's pretty important to realize like how difficult it is actually to be in business with another person and trying to make decisions and things like that. At the same time, Ray did do some pretty crass things, but I understood the McDonald brothers wanted to keep. I guess if you don't want to watch anymore, I'm going to say there's going to be spoilers after this in just a second. First, I want to say I really enjoyed the movie. I give it an 8. I will definitely purchase it later and watch it again. I really enjoyed it that much. I thought Michael Keaton's acting was great. The directing was great. The cinematography was great. Everybody involved was really good. There is some things they skipped over completely, but otherwise, I think for dramatic reasons and for reasons of telling the story, everything was there that needed to be there. So now, for spoilers, I really understood what the McDonald brothers were trying to do when they wanted to kind of keep a strict control over the product. They wanted the burgers to be good. They wanted all the food to be really good, and they wanted it to be authentic. You know, they didn't want to have milkshakes made out of powdered stuff. At the same time, I understood Ray's problem where the refrigeration costs were hurting the business and the business owners and him. And he was struggling trying to figure out, like, okay, well, I'm opening up all these McDonald's stores. Why am I just breaking even? I should be making money doing this. And the McDonald's brothers didn't want to make profit, which was kind of silly to me. I mean, if you're in business, you want to make money. That's kind of the way it is. You want to provide a good product and a good service, and you want to have happy customers. At the same time, you want to be rewarded for your labor or what you're doing. So, in that sense, and even when Ray called them and said, look, you know, I want to renegotiate, and they were like, no, and he's like, you deserve to be making more money, I deserve to be making more money, and so do the business owners, the franchise owners, and the McDonald's brothers wanted to make it like a greed thing. But it seemed like, from that viewpoint, from Ray's viewpoint, it seemed to me that it would probably have made more sense to cut some corners so that you could open more stores and employ more people and actually continue and grow the business. But I understand Richard McDonald's, or he goes by Dick in the movie. I understood his wanting to keep, you know, things like they have to be this way, this is the way I've done it, and this is what works. And it seemed like Ray, while he was in charge of McDonald's, really cared about the product and wanted to keep it stay with it, what they had created. Where he got really mad at some business people who had franchised from him and had started offering like chicken and lettuce and stuff on stuff. There was kind of a funny scene where he gets mad at his friends and slams a burger in the guy's chest. Like, you suck! I thought that was kind of funny. Ray Kroc is a very interesting fellow. After watching the movie, I did a little more research on him and just some of the things of his life. I was surprised he was married for like 40 years and then got a divorce. I thought that was like, wow, that really sucks for his first wife. They don't mention this in the movie, but he was actually married to another woman for 5 years who is nowhere in the movie. And I think is almost a footnote in his book, Grinding It Out. His third wife, though, is I guess somebody he met through a franchise owner, which was crazy. It seemed like he kind of stole that too. I thought it was a brilliant movie. I thought it was a really good movie. I thought it showed Ray in a very honest light, the good and the bad and the ugly. And the same for the McDonald's brothers. I think if they would have maybe been a little more trusting with Ray and not given him so many no's, and kind of trusted his instinct, I think they could have done a lot better. What Ray did to them afterwards, I thought was kind of crappy. But at the same time, at the end of the movie, he does tell them, you walked away with $1 million. And at that time, I think it was like 1967 or something, or the late 60s, maybe middle 60s. That $1 million then was like $10 million now. I think maybe even more, with inflation. Anyways, it was a really good movie. Hopefully Brick Ninja Jessie will give a review of it too. She really enjoyed it. It made me appreciate McDonald's more, and it made me appreciate business more. Not a pretty world, but I could totally see both sides of the story. Ray Kroc was a 52-year-old man who was, seemed like he was over the hill, but he still had a lot of ambition and wanted to go as far as he could possibly go. So I could respect that. Some of the ways he did it, not so much, but he did make McDonald's an empire, which the McDonald's brothers couldn't do. I wish that their relationship would have worked out better. I think it would have made for a much better story. And what do they call it? Testimony. But it was good. I recommend seeing it. It's probably not going to be in the theaters very long. It's kind of it's a docudrama. It's fairly documentary, but there's things that happen in the movie that are definitely done for drama. There's some quotes in the movie that are real quotes that Ray Kroc said. One of them that I think is funny and tragic at the same time is the quote about Ray Kroc actually said it. He said, "If I see the competition drowning, I would walk right over and stick a hose in their mouth." And he did say that in real life. Because I saw it in the movie, I was like, oh, that's a bit dramatic, but I looked it up, he actually said that. And it's so cynical that it's funny, and then it's so cynical it's sad, if you know what I mean. It's kind of a double-edged thing there. Favorite parts of the movie. I think I liked when I liked when he met the McDonald's brothers and they showed him their whole process, and he couldn't sleep at night, which is true. He wrote in his book, he's like, that night he couldn't sleep, and he knew they had to franchise it. I thought that was good. And I like how kind of he goes into the whole, we got a franchise, and then we already tried, and they kind of stalled him a little bit, but he still had that tenacity. And I have to agree with that. That was a big part of the story was, you can accomplish anything if you're tenacious about it. And that doesn't mean just keep doing the same stupid thing over again, but that means trying to get the same result, but trying it differently every time. And that's kind of, I think, what built the McDonald's brand, and how Ray Kroc did it was just being tenacious and just going at it all the time, and then willing to make some changes when he could, and maintain quality. McDonald's was a very different company when Ray Kroc was in control of it than it is now. But the world was also different at the same time. But the overall tone of the movie is about tenacity. And I think I agree with that. I'm a business owner myself, and I know sometimes you just have to be tenacious and be like, this is the goal I want, but how do I get there? And you have to think about different routes of getting to where you want to go. And you have to make compromises to do it sometimes. Sometimes you're not going to get exactly what you're going to want, but you can get close to it. And I think that's a good message to send people in anything, not just in business, but in life in general. If you have a goal, a dream, or something you want, go out there and make it happen. Don't do the same thing over and over again that keeps failing. Learn from your mistakes, learn from failure, and continue. Don't be afraid to fail. So I thought that was pretty cool. That's kind of what I took from it. There was a really good interview with the director that he was very pleased that people would see the movie and have completely different reactions. Some people would hate McDonald's after seeing it. They'd hate Ray Kroc. Some people would really like Ray Kroc more. Some people would understand him more, and the McDonald's brothers. That's kind of where I fit in. I can totally see the issue from both sides, and I thought the movie did a really good job of showing that. So I could sit here and talk about it for another 10 or 20 minutes. I don't want to do that. I want to kind of keep this somewhat short. But I highly recommend the movie. I really enjoyed it. And try and check it out at a theater if you can. If not, it's totally worth renting or watching on Netflix or Amazon Prime or wherever it comes out next. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought the acting was great, directing was great, story was great, everything. So with that being said, thanks for watching. If you did see the movie, please let me know what you thought about it. If you liked Ray Kroc more, if you hated Ray Kroc more, if you hate McDonald's now, if you appreciate McDonald's, if you like McDonald's. Just let me know what your thoughts are. I'm always interested to know what other people think, and I think that's what really helps shape this this world that we live in. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.